Hello everyone. So I'm going to make this video about anger, but in people that are extremely sensitive. And for extremely sensitive people, there's a cycle that goes on for them. So sensitive people normally feel things very intensely, and because of their intensity, they can get easily angered or feel resentful. So it's a cycle: sensitivity, intensity, and resentment or anger. So it's a three-step cycle. So when someone is extremely sensitive, they feel things that other people do not feel. Sometimes they can be a little bit paranoid, or they can overanalyze things, and because of their overanalysis, they might feel something negatively from other people. So, because of their sensitivity, they feel it very intensely. They feel like their core has been disturbed. They feel that the other person's in the wrong, and they feel that they are feeling things correctly. So they feel things very intensely, and they have very strong opinions about it in their mind. And because of that, when they see that people are not changing with time, people are not trying to improve themselves, they can get angry or feel resentful. So it's a danger that sensitive people have, but it is part of their nature. And to address this, it's extremely important that sensitive people, they try to just recoil and try to go back a little bit and just try to trace the steps of how they felt resentful or angry. So if they felt that someone was in the wrong, it's so important for them to communicate instead of keeping it inside and being inward about it. It's so important that they reach out and they try to resolve the things. They try to get a clarity of things. And obviously there's a chance that when you try to reach out to someone, at that first stage, when you're sensitive and you feel something intensely, when you reach out to someone, the other person might not reciprocate, or they might become defensive, or they might not understand what you're talking about. So it's so important that you try to reach out to people that you can trust, that are going to try to listen to you, even though they might not understand fully what you're saying at the moment, but they might try to understand you and where you're coming from. And they might try to say, okay, I understand what you're saying, I know where you're coming from, and I'm going to try to change myself or whatever. If someone doesn't say that, you should only try to reach out to people that can handle what you're saying and take it in the right way. So if you're not close with people, then obviously maybe you need to distance yourself. Maybe it's not a good match of you being friends with someone who's extremely less sensitive, who doesn't understand anything, who's extremely careless, and who doesn't give a crap about, anyone else but themselves. So it's so important that you associate with the right people, you interact with the right people. If you want to have someone in your life like that is extremely careless and is not sensitive, maybe you keep them at a distance. You don't interact with them too closely. You don't put too much expectations on them. And it's also about expectations, because when there's some people that are extremely giving, they're more selfless than others, and for them it's a good thing, it's a natural thing. But when you put expectation on other people, they're not going to live up to those expectations. So you're going to feel intensely, and then you're going to feel resentful and angry. So it's so important that you can, maybe people cannot meet your intensity. Maybe they cannot meet your sensitivity and your selflessness. So it's so important that you realize that no one's ever going to match that, or even maybe come close to that. So maybe you need to tell yourself, oh, this is how much I can do for this person. I'm not going to go all out. I'm not going to go 100, 120%, 200% for this person, because I know this person can only give me 10%. So obviously, you need to know how far out you can go, and how much, or if you can expect anything from this person at all. If you can't, then maybe you don't put that burden on them. Maybe you just tell yourself, oh, I'm just going to have a casual relationship with these guys, and I'm not going to expect anything from them, because if I start expecting, they're never going to they're not gonna come to my standard. They're not gonna reach that level. So it's just about being conscious of where you are, like who you are. It's about communicating openly with people that you can trust, and it's about having realistic expectations. And um, you know, once you have realistic expectations, you're probably not gonna get angry and resentful as much. It's sometimes it's difficult. I mean, when you're extremely sensitive, it's even though you're close to people, sometimes you can have disagreements and arguments with them, and uh, even people close to you might not understand you. And it's so important that at the moment, maybe you can reach out to someone that can understand you a little bit, but you also need to. I mean, you don't want validation in that moment. You want someone that can tell you straight up, you know, what is it that you're doing right, and if there's anything that you're not doing right, and maybe it's something you can work on. So, I mean, just some things to think about. If you have any comments, please let me know. Thank you. Bye.